All right, so I have this all, oh, yeah, put it this way. Did I cut that wrong? No, I did not. Good, because I was like, wait a minute, did I cut that wrong? No. Okay. So, all right. So now, if you were going to want to make this into a frame and you don't have a die cut, let's see, I think I go ahead. Yeah, I don't want to glue this down yet because I want to put my acetate. So if I were you and you didn't have a die cut, I would somehow, close up your sheets so they don't move. And I would measure in however deep you would want your frame. So like if you wanted to do a 4x6, because this is, I believe, yeah, it's 5 7/8 from the top to the bottom. The blue sheet is 5 5/8. So you could just 5 5/8. I think if we, now me, I have the 1/2 inch strip, so I would definitely want it to go past a 1/2 inch. So I would make probably like 3/4 of an inch from our decorative paper. 3/4 of an inch, and make a couple of lines like here and here on your 3/4 of an inch. And then do that all the way around. And then connect your lines so that you have a score, a line to go by. And then take this with your craft knife and cut out your frame. Okay, so that's what you would do. Now me, since I have a die cutting machine and I am going to play, now I have this one, got magnets on it as well. I have this one that I can do, which is what I did with the other one. So that would kind of keep it all working on the, the same, with the same kind of waviness and such. So I think that is what I'm going to just use, is this. Reuse my tape here. Of course, I'll have to take my binder clips off, but let's see if I can find my center. And I think that, well, that looks pretty good to me. I'm sure it's off a little bit here or there, but it looks pretty good to me. Okay. Come here. It's not that heavy. It was just hooked. So I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to take my binder clips off, if I can get it. Don't want my papers moving that much. Okay. And there we go. I'm going to run it through twice because it is going through 2 sheets for me. All right. Did it go all the way through? Yes, it did. So that should punch out very nicely. Come on. Oh, that's where the tape is. Gently, gently. This is very well loved and used tape, but it will still occasionally take up a bit of your paper. And we don't want that. Good Lord. There we go. Got a little bit of that glue still left on there. There we go. Okay, now I can put an acetate piece in here. When I get that other acetate, you see how flimsy these are? It's much less flimsy. And it's got a protective plastic on it, so it's not going to be marred. It's not going to be sticky or gluey, or scratched up or anything. And none of those pieces are going to work for me. So that was my scrap. So I'm going to have to get. I'm going to have to get some more. A whole nother piece of acetate. Okay. It's a shame I don't have that acetate in. I'd use that, but I don't have it in yet. Okay. Be back in a second. It's usually easy to use some kind of Sharpie marker or something and just make yourself a little dot where you want to cut this. And let's give her the old, and these cutters, like this Precision Pro, does acetate wonderfully. Where's my other, there it is. Yeah, it is such a nice cutter. You know, and I figure with paper crafting, it's expensive, but with paper crafting, all you're doing is cutting paper all the time, and it really matters if your paper is straight. I mean, that just makes a boatload of difference if your paper is not straight. So, if you can, spend the money on getting yourself a nice paper cutter. The nicest one you can afford. Okay, I think, yeah, there we go. Okay, and this seemed to work on acetate, which is very nice. Ooh, a little squeakly on there. Made a noise like a, I don't know if you guys picked that up with my microphone or not, but that was almost like chalkboard, fingernails on a chalkboard. Yuck. And then I'm just putting some around the edge here. Not too close because I don't want it to ooze into my photo area. And just lay it down. And when I push the glue, I do push it away from my opening so that it will move the glue around, but not into my opening. No, don't you dare go in there. Oh, and I know, now you guys don't know, but today is April 1st. So, April Fools. A friend in Florida, where we used to live, called and he said, "You won't believe it, man. It is snowing here." And my husband's like, "What?" Well, we're cold. And so my husband stepped outside, took a little 4 or 5 second video, sent it to him, because it's snowing. No April Fools. Yeah, it's snowing here. It's been on and off all day. It's not accumulating, but it is cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside. Okay. So there is that. And let's make sure we get the paper down correctly. And there you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I do want to put, just like last time, let's see, is this going to be something that I can work with? Or do I want to use the blue? I think I like bringing a little bit of that yellow over here. All right, let's make this the exact same length. Let's see, I think this one will work better because it doesn't have any sideways writing on it. And this is the top, right? Yeah, this is the top. Let's make this the same length. Line it up on 2 edges, and that way you know you've got it nice and straight. I usually toss those into the garbage. Okay. And I don't need this large, so I'm going to cut it down to about, let's see, what is it? It's 1 inch and 1/8 now. I'm going to cut it down to 3/4 of an inch. Let's see if I can get that done. Somewhere in that vicinity anyway. Okay, and then we're going to take my little scoreboard here and score. So this is 1.8 centimeters, just so you know. All right. And all we're looking for is that it's going to go over the top of the acetate piece. So do I like the shorter side or do I like the little longer side? And does the shorter side go over the acetate? Not really. Let me see. Oh yeah, yeah it does. And something that might be a little more interesting than just that. Let me, oh, I didn't put my mic on. I'm sure you guys can hear me though. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I just got my, let me put my mic on. I just got my little, well, this was a Stampin' Up! One, but I believe these were made by EK Success. But the scallop. And I think that's going to make it just a little more interesting. Let's see. So this is my top. And I used the longer side so that I would have enough. And it just gives it a little bit more of a decoration than having just that flat piece. Wish I would have done that with the other one. I have a little bit of extra hanging. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the front on. Line it up, fold it over. Yeah, that's a lot cuter than just straight across. And then we're just going to close up the other side. And that's just going to allow our paper to go in there, our, you know, the tag or whatever we stick in there, so it will come in and out without sticking onto the acetate. I think that's very important. You want things to move with as much ease as possible. Okay. I swear, the acetate picks up everything, so you just want to try and have it as clean as you can. Because once you get it down, you really can't stick your hand in there. All right. So I'm just putting it on the edge on 3 sides. And we're just going to line up the white. And place it down. Oops, that slid too much. Alrighty. Okay, and then we're just going to lay this down now. Again, we're just going to glue it down on the 3 sides. Now, let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could glue it down a little bit further in. Let's take some of this excess off, so I don't have such a large tag that they're going to lose where they put their photo. We'll have a smaller tag this way. All right. Lining it up across the bottom. Making sure we're not off any one place. Looks like I probably got that turned upside down. All right. And then these pieces are just going to be, wow, is that really, really crooked right there? Come on. Yeah. Really crooked. I think I put the top on the bottom and the bottom on the top because I think this way it fits perfectly. Yes, it does. Now, why, when you flip it around, you just... Oh, lordy, lordy. Okay. Alright, because that... Okay, I just need to do better. Do better, Lisa. Do better. But you see, the art glitter glue, I think, would have probably ripped more of the paper up. So, you know, they both have got good good things about them. I really don't dislike this glue at all. All right, now, how does that look? fairly straight. And this looks straight. Okay, much better. Much better. My puppy is in here playing. At least he's playing with his toys and not my toys. Not allowed to play with my toys. All right. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Pretty and not too fatty. Oh, and I think I did decide that I'm okay without the blue on the flaps. And I'm going to use blue tags. So that will bring the dark blue back in without having to put it around the edge. Whoops. Okay. And I mostly cut off the design parts of the paper for this. Because it was going to be mostly covered up anyway. So I saved that for, you know, something else that's going to need a little bit more design. All right. I don't know. This paper, this glue is weird. Sometimes it grabs like instantaneously, but most of the time it doesn't. So I don't know. I do not know. I don't understand. There we go. And because I have these, let's flip it over this way and give it a good burnish. Hey! What? No, sir! Oh, now he's playing with my toys. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I went ahead and attached that. Sorry, I went ahead and attached that to my book, so we are good there. And moving on to our next page, I am going to make slit pockets in this paper, but it's a 65-pound weight, and I would like to reinforce it a little bit, just so it's, you know, just got a little bit more oomph to it. So, where is, oh, I know where it is. It's down here. Let's see. Come to mama. We're going to use a little bit of tape. And first thing I'm going to do is, I know that I'm going to glue the first 1/2 inch down so that it doesn't hit. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to glue all of this down so it doesn't have to hit on this trying to get down to the end of the pocket. So I'm going to glue this down solid. And so then I'll have all of that space to go. Okay. So the first pocket, if you look at what kind of ephemera you have to stick in there, you know, I have some smaller ones where if I make this first pocket at about 2 inches, get my pencil. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball. There's 2 inches. And then I think I'll make one at 4.5. Okay, so I'm going to put my tape all the way across. I don't know why this tape has a little bit of a glue on the opposite side, and I will clip off the ends. Alrighty. Oops. Oopsie, come on. There we go. Pulled it up a little bit, but at least I was working on the other side. Kind of center those marks with your tape. All right. Now, you don't have to work on the front. You can totally work on the back. So I am lining my paper up, and I'm going to use the excess tape to hold it in place while I do my cuts. All right, now I want to go in 1 inch on each side that I don't want to put a pocket. Is that how I want to do that? Inch or a 1/2 inch? Or, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 3/4 of an inch. So let's do 3/4 of an inch. So let's do it right here. Okay, 3/4 of an inch. And do the same thing on this one. And that will be my ending on each side of my cut. Okay. Now I'm going to get my ruler. Ha! Okay, so I have the ability to line these up, and I am going to move my ruler a smidge off of the line that I'm working on. And I will explain why in just a minute. So we're going to go ahead and don't push hard. You just go over it a couple times and you'll get, and I believe that is all the way through. Now I'm going to move up and cover that line. There we go. And I'm going to cut again from the one line to the other line. There we go. So I'm going to do that again on this one. I'm going to go just below the line a little bit. And then I'm going to go above the line just a little bit. Actually, basically, I'm just kind of covering the line. Okay. So we've got our cuts in for the main event. So now I'm going to go ahead, flip it over. Don't mess with your yeah, those things. Don't mess with your tape. I want to figure out if I want to do a yellow around here or if I want to do a blue. And I'm really thinking that the blue is going to look much nicer than that really bright yellow along. I'm just getting an idea what the color is going to look like. I don't know. Yellow is nice. I really do want to try and incorporate a little bit more of the yellow because I haven't really been doing too much of that. So let me take one of these yellow pieces, and I believe this might be a perfect length. Here I can see better on this one. Yeah, so this is going to be perfect length this way, which is almost 5 inches or 12.5 centimeters. And I am going to cut myself maybe a 1/2 inch. Let's see what that will look like. I think I'll go maybe 5/8. Just a little bit bigger. I don't like when I do that. I have it just where I want it, and I pick my hand up and it moves. Don't pick your hand up. Okay, these are just a smidge off, but they're basically the same size. So yeah, that will look nice. Good. Okay. So now what I am going to do is I am going to get my pretties here. Let's see, which one was it? I used stub, I think. I want to bring that back. Let's see. Won't work on that one. Okay, so let's just do 1/4 round, maybe. Oh. Okay, and then in order to, for these small pieces, and I can do both at the same time, so I only have to go through this once. It's easier to put them onto another sheet of paper that's larger, that is going to catch the both sides and get it in there in the right place to make a cut, and that's not going to work the way I wanted it to either. Okay, cut 2 more. I think I'm just going to go with a 1/4 round. Oh, and I think I grabbed the wrong one anyway, but I need another one of these. All right. Okay, now let's just do the 1/4 of a round and be done with it. There we go. Match it up on the 2 sides. All right, so there's one done. see. See what it'll do over here. All right, so there's the two I need. And I am going to glue these down. And I'm not really going to put glue in the center. I'm just going to kind of all right, so see where I'm ending up here. I believe that I'm using the grid on my board to find the center of my cuts that I made. Okay. Then, if you want to make sure that you've got this lined up as well, excuse my head, let's see. All right, let's see, how does that look before I burnish them down? Pretty good. Okay, now we're going to flip this puppy over and line it back up again, just the way we had it. Use our tape and hit those score marks again. And ultimately, let's see. If I just cover those up. There we go. And right about there. All right, so there's those two. Good. All the way. Get it started. Run it across. And then do it again. Yep, we're all the way. And there we go. Okay. So now I am going to trim off my tape. Let's see, you can hear me and I'm recording. Yay. There we go. And then I'm going to get whatever kind of hole punch you have. I think I can do it with my hand hole punch. I think I can. This one is a little too small. Let's see. This one, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my hole punch and I'm going to get the end of where I cut. And that just missed a little bit of a snip right there. And there we go. A slit pocket is born. Right here in Kentucky. Ah, come on. There we go. All right. So now we have two well supported slit pockets. And that will hold lots of good tags. The slits themselves are 4 3/8 wide, so be able to get photos down in there. That will be super nice. And then that's just going to go right here. So this one will have some nice photo mats in it to some nice photo mats so that we can get more photos into this book. Now, having done this, I notice that I see a lot of white. So I think I'm going to take my pencil. I don't want to get marks on my... But I need about a 1/2 inch strip. And of course I did mark one little spot. I'm going to put 1/2 inch strips right there so that you cannot see the white. You'll be able to see other things, but you won't be able to see the white. And I should have plenty of small strips, which of course I do. So, just going to cut these down a little bit and lay them down. Let's see, actually, I think I'd like it to go inside the blue. So let me cut a little bit more of this off. So I'm not double decorating this piece. So let's make sure that lines up. Yeah. See, so now you can see pretty material, pretties through there instead of just the white. So that takes care of that. And we've got another beautiful page in our beautiful yellow and blue. I hope everybody is going over and checking out Teri's site. The stuff is down below, so you can go and check that out. I haven't been saying that, and I ought to be tarred and feathered for that. Honestly, she is making, I think she's using cards and envelopes, is what she said. We haven't actually, at this point, we haven't actually put anything down. So I don't know specifically what she's doing. It's just, I knew it was something with envelopes, but I don't know if it's a journal or a mini album, but the ideas all sounded really, really, really cute. So I hope you guys are going over and checking out Teri. Tell her that I sent you over. Leave her a comment. Give her some thumbs up. And please do the same for me. Now we only are gluing on the far outsides of the 3 sides and then all of the top. And that will allow us to be able to use our pockets that we have put in. And there we go. Okay. Just make sure your edges, see this, sometimes it just doesn't grab and other times it grabs immediately. I don't know. I think some of it has to do with the different papers that you're, But okay, so this one will have a much larger tag in it. And then these will be for some smaller tags. Very good. Yes. All right. Alrighty then. We are off and running, guys. Let's see. We have just 2 more pages for this section and then 1 more section and we're done with all the pages. Okay, so this side, I get to find out what I'm going to do for this side. All right, so you guys stay tuned. We're going to do page number whatever. Page number whatever. Okay. Thanks, guys. Love you all much. Go and check Teri's stuff out, and I will see you in a little while. Well, let's see what we're going to do with this one. So, where is my scoreboard? Ooh, imagine that. I put it away. I put it where it belonged. Okay, so I have these pre-cut to fit in between the bottom and the top here so that there's a little bit showing on both sides. So just make yours whatever height you are interested in. And I am just going to, oh, for heaven's sakes. Wowsy wows. I am just going to, did it again. Let's see if I can do it one more time. Get my little scoring on here for the first one, and then I'm going to see what I'm going to do. All right, so here is the almost perfect size. Let's see. I think I'm going to use this little jobby. Now, if you don't have a tab punch or a tab die or whatever, you can just make a rectangle or square, whatever size, even a circle, and fold it. The circle, you would cut it and glue on both sides. And I want, let's see, what do I want? I want, but I don't know what I want. Now that would be legible to be able to write on. So let's see if I can get 3. Oh, I know I can get 3 out of here. All right. I'm just gonna keep that little piece and throw that away. Throw it away. All right, and then we're just going to match these up. Alrighty. Okay, so I am going to cut this down a little bit, but let's get it laying where I think I want it and see. Get a little look-see. So I probably need to cut it down about 1/2 inch so that I got those tabs. 1/4 inch. Let's try. Let's try somewhere in that vicinity. And I want to get it down. I want to get it far enough down where the paper will cover up the edges. And I think that will work nicely. Yeah, okay. So I want 3 this length. So I'm just gonna there we go. Just going to do these. Line them up. Pencil. Okay, and cut. Let's double check that I did all right. Very nice. And then this one still needs a little bit off of it. Line it up. This is where knowing how your cutter cuts is very important. This is where you start to make these nicer where you get exactly what you're looking for, because you know between where your mark is and how your cutter works. All right, so now I am going to, let's see, and this piece, just to remind myself, yeah, this piece is here. So I am building on this side and leaving the spine side a little less bundled, you know. Oh, this goes. That's the next one we're going to do. Okay. Now the first one, actually, I should have probably left the first one a little longer. I'm going to mess around with my, and I tell you, before I lose you on this, I want to put the first one around the edge here and glue it to the back, because I'm not going to cover this paper. So if I just glue it on top, then you're going to have that 1/2 inch strip of white just sitting there. So the first one I want to put around, but I want them to all be the same length. So what I'm going to do is move over just a little bit and put another score line. And somewhere in there, I should be able to make it the same length and not have to cut or waste this piece. So let's see what we end up with. All right, so if I put this around here, and then I put this on top, I can match yeah, I think that'll work. You'll see the little bit of white edge to to the bottom one, but that's okay. There's not really a whole lot I can do about that. Not really a whole lot I can do about that. But it works well for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this one where we want it. Okay. I hope everybody has been doing very well. We actually, it's still April 1st. I'm getting a lot of crafting done today. And we never did get any accumulation, but we certainly did get snow on and off all day long. It was quite amazing, actually. And then that is gonna, I kind of changed the score mark on there, and that made it a little, wait a minute. All right, let's try this again. Let's try it again. All right. Right, yeah. And I think, no, needs to be down just a little bit. All right, that looks about right. And I need to make sure it is, there we go. Now I'm happy with it. I just let it get a little too crooked on the one end, and it was sticking way out of the paper, off of the base page. Lots of extra glue there. Lots of extra glue. Okay, we are straight and we are hugging the edge of the page. Much better. All right. Now, if I put this right against that. Oh yeah, even doing that the way I did it, it made it line up better. Made it line up even better. Even better. Okay. So now we're going to put this one on. And I do want to take a little bit off. And we're going to line these up. There we go. All right. Flip this open. Let's make sure we've got all that glue pushed around in there. Get it moved around in there. All right, and then one more. And actually, it looks like this one. No, I think it's going to be fine. I thought maybe I might have to cut just a smidge off, but I am not. Before I put glue on this time, I'm going to just take a little sliver off of both ends. Get it up to the edge so you get nice adhesion. And I'll be back in just a second. And we'll keep moving forward.